Hey all, it's that man again. I am the Evesham gamer, Teg, and I just want to welcome you all to this video and wish you all a very, very merry, happy, amazing Christmas, whatever, you know, and a prosperous new year. And I will obviously repeat that at the end of this video as well. So, okay, so this video is an impromptu video. I wanted to make something before the close of 2025 because I don't see me having time doing another video before New Year's Eve, although there's every possibility that there might be a chance for me to do some like a gameplay video or something. Pardon me, but you know, let's just play it by ear, okay? But we're gonna basically say this is the last video I'm making this side of 2026. So well, I'm gonna start. I think I wonder what's there was a weird noise going on, and it's my oldest cat Izzy. If you watched the Secret Santa stream on Retro Games Revive's channel, you would have seen this cat, and that's Izzy. She's in a Christmas pudding. Now I don't have a photo of that yet. Well, I do. Maybe I could flash it up on the screen. If it is, you'll see it now. If not, don't worry about it. But she's just moving around down there. Right. Okay, so this video is basically, as I say, impromptu. I'm going to talk about a few things. Got nothing to moan about. Not per se anyway, but yeah, anyway. But I wanted to talk first and foremost, wanted to put a massive shout out to Sean at Retro Games Revive and Paul, the Ink Northerner, for their fantastic effort over 4.5 grueling hours of Secret Santa goodness. There was some really good stuff that was given out this year. There always is. We had I believe, an additional Secret Santa this year. Off the top of my head, it was Ollie at 8-Bit Gaming. 8-Bit Gaming, fucking hell, Jesus, sort yourself out, Martin. 8-Bit Boy UK. I think I recall him. Sean saying it's his first time, so so that was good to have him on board. The one person that was missing for me was Retro Red Steve. I don't know if he's ever done it before, or if he wants to do it. I know that I mentioned, or I said to Andy from Pieces of 8-Bit that he should check out the stream, and it seemed to come across as that he would be interested in taking part. So hopefully Andy will get involved for next year's Secret Santa. And obviously I could be wrong, but the way it's looking is that it's looking like James from Game Zone Burbrum is coming back on board with it, as in hosting. I can't confirm that, but that's the way things were looking based upon the comments and some of the comments that were mentioned during the stream on the 20th of December, just gone. So it was like a couple of days ago. So yeah, fingers crossed, because James obviously was the person that started this all off. So it's it's pretty damn clear. It's an awful lot of work that goes into this behind the scenes. So for example, Sean, I assume it was him that sent these out and not Paul. I think Paul was just, as in Ink Northerner, was just technical support for the night. I don't know, correct me if I'm wrong. But the lengths that Sean went to was above and beyond, I'd say, because he sent an envelope out. This is just one thing, which we all got. Now there was a scratch card in there, unfortunately, and I'll let you know now, Sean, I didn't win. So I'll be pleased to hear. It would be good to hear if anyone did win on their scratch cards. And there was a little Father Christmas driving, Santa Claus driving license, so that everybody got, and a packet of Haribo Merry Mix, a little Christmas card as well, which had a nice little poem. I'll actually read that out to you now because everyone's was obviously unique, and my one just says, Tegs, Ponchettas are red, icicles are blue. The Evesham gamer, yes, that's you. And it says, wishing you a Merry Christmas. Have a very Merry Christmas, Tegs. Love, Santa. So I think Sean wrote that. I think he did. So yeah, I'll get into the goodness of what I got. So I Secret Santa got me. I've got two of these Max Zuru Max Retro balls. So one's like a boom box, and one is a little arcade machine. Absolutely fantastic. Never seen these before. And then, like, I mean, I was blown away because I mainly because I don't own a Switch. So I got this, which is the limited edition of Hot Wheels Let's Race Ultimate Speed, which includes the high voltage speed pack with the Hot Wheels car there. The light's not doing it any favours really. For the Nintendo Switch. Now, those of you that view my channel know that I don't own a Nintendo Switch. But clearly the person the Secret Santa that got me these, I mean, to me, this is how it comes across to me. They saw that I don't even know if I even did a video, and I don't think I did. Maybe they just had a sixth sense. I don't know, but I'm not into Lego, but I did buy the Nintendo Game Boy Lego. So I may have mentioned it on the channel, but I definitely mentioned that I don't have a Switch, but I borrowed a Switch from my my girlfriend's son, who he's got a Switch too now, so doesn't really have any need for a Switch, an original Switch, but he's lent me that, and I purchased a couple of digital games. As you know, if you watch this channel, it was Virtua Racing and G-Lock. So, which I've still got to do a G-Lock video actually for that. And I think that's kind of where it come from. They're like, right, because I said I'm not getting involved in the ecosystem of a Nintendo Switch. And someone, they haven't managed to get me to buy any more, because I certainly not going to buy any more. But someone suggested on the Secret Santa that I should leave this sealed, which I probably will do, which is a shame. But I could probably pick this up digitally when it's on a sale for like £5 eventually, and then just say it up so I can play it at least anyway. Because I did promise that I would do a gameplay video on this at some point, but it was really good. Thank you, and I want to thank my Secret Santa again, this time on my own video, for the thought that went into that. They clearly watched my channel, and the problem you've got really with gamers, like if you've got someone that's got basically everything, what could you possibly get them? It's very difficult. And I did see a few things in the Secret Santa stream that were very unique. I think the people that were watching, some of them missed the point there a little bit, because I could see, like, I'm not going to say what they are, but you'd have to go and watch it. But there's at least 3 things in there that there was an awful lot of thought that went into. I'd say at least 2 things a lot of effort went into. Like, and one thing probably, I think by the looks of it, went on for some real effort to make. So yeah, it was good all round, and everyone got some really good stuff. There was lots of sweets, lots of laughing, lots of joking. Sean couldn't hear people. Thank goodness for Paul for being a backup to it. And there was plenty of drinking going on, as there is now, because it's the festive season, so why not? So yeah, so thank you very much to Sean and Paul for that. Get busy. I said that on the stream. I was like, Sean, Paul, Sean and Paul, Sean, Paul, get busy. Which reminded me of that song, just because it's how my mind works. So yeah, very good. I'll put a link in the description below to the Secret Santa stream. It's 4.5 hours long. Okay, so I don't know whether Sean can edit that and just put in the timestamps for each person or people. But we had people such as Ross Borhor, Stu, Tootie UK. We had the guy, I don't know his name. Is it? I'll put it a link in the description. I think I'm not going to put loads of links, I think, and names. I can't remember all of them, but it was like, I think it's Griffo's Retro Gaming. There was another guy at the very beginning, but I don't think he's posted a video for some time. But he was involved. We had John Bunday, the legend that is John Bunday. Obviously, as I mentioned, 8-Bit Boy UK, the Ink Northerner, Retro Games Revived. Who else top of my head? Willie Weeble was on there. James from who's Retro Import Gamer or Import Retro Gamer. I always get it the wrong way around. Game Zone Berberim, James, Feed Me Chicken. Who else can I think of the top of my head that was in there? There's definitely more than that. Oh, Big Game Owl. Sorry, Big Holiday Owl now, as he's known as, I think, because he don't. I don't know what's going on with his channel. He's obviously been on different things, but oh crikey, I can't think of any. There definitely was other people. So I'm trying to picture sort of rooms in my head now that I saw on the stream. But anyway, yeah, there was a lot of people, and it was a good time had by all. Hopefully, we get more next year, as I say. So yeah, all in all, great Secret Santa. In fact, funnily enough, I'm actually going to be using tomorrow, I think. Oh no, sorry, Boxing Day. I'm going to be doing this, but my last year, so 2024 Secret Santa, I got some like this game. It's called poo curling. You know the old ice with the fucking broom sport curling. Well, it's poo curling. You just have this on a table and stuff. So we're going to actually going to get to use it this year. Didn't get to use it last year. Along with pie face, because I got myself a pie face last year, the one where you put the cream on the thing and you put your face in it, and then this hand goes with the after you turn the handles. So that should be a lot of fun. Yeah. So that was it. Secret Santa, absolutely fantastic. Link in the description below. Right. So oh crikey. What was 2025 like for me in gaming? Well, it was the same as basically every other year for a while. I've spent way too much money on stuff, and I did get a grip of it for a little while, but then it kind of got crazy again. So now I am actually in a position where I will not be purchasing anything new for a considerable amount of time. And yes, you've heard this before, but no, I'm actually quite serious now, focusing solely on what I own now. You wouldn't know what I've got because I've never, when I get pickups and stuff now, I'd never really say anything about it. It just goes into the collection and that's it. So if I have a look at my trusty Game Eye app, I can tell you that, digital aside, I have 2,322 physical copies of games. Now that is what is on this app. Okay, what is what's in their database. There is other stuff that isn't in that database. I'd say it's probably about another 100, 50 to 100, and that's a big gap. But 50 to 100 other games that are not on the database for Game Eye. So let's, for argument's sake, say 2,400. That obviously doesn't include peripherals, etc. So peripherals wise, yeah, I've got loads of those. Speaking of which, I probably should mention this one peripheral, which I don't think I mentioned before, but it's an SG program pad. Okay, now I got this from the Netherlands, so it's but it's something that I've always wanted. I remember seeing this as a kid. Because it's got the LCD screen, so obviously basically you can program the buttons to do certain things, you know. So if you want to program in a fireball for, you know, a Hadouken on Street Fighter, you can program in and put it into one button, for example. You know, auto fire. It's a really nice controller. However, it isn't that comfortable to use, I will say. So yeah, so there's all sorts of bits and pieces that I've picked up over the past year. But I'm going to say for 2026, I'm going to focus solely on what I own. There isn't any need for me to get anything else new. Okay, I am after Submarine Attack, I think it is on the Master System, but don't really need to get it just because I've got an EverDrive for the Mega Drive and I can just put it on that. I don't, because obviously it plays Master System games as well. So there's no need really, yeah, for me to do that. Uh, but I'm just more interested in the manual, to be fair, for Submarine Attack. As for anything else, yeah, if anything, it'd be more like digital. There'll be a few Xbox Series X games next year that I'll get. One of which, and I fucking hope they don't fuck this up, Microsoft. But knowing their past couple of years, they're well. Let's be honest. The past, yeah, in 2026, it'll be 10 years. No, I tell a lie. The past 12 years of Microsoft has been one fuck up after the other. So I hope they don't release Forza Horizon 6 solely on digital. So I don't really care if the disc has got no data on it, because let's be honest, the thing's going to be huge inside. But just to have the disc alone anyway is fine for me. I know there's a lot of controversy over that at the moment, and even me being a big purveyor of don't go down the digital route, just don't. It's not how I roll. It's not the way it should be, but it is the way it is, and it's the way it's going to be. And unfortunately, that's how it is. But if we can still get physical copies, we can still then load it up. But obviously, the company themselves, Microsoft, can take away those digital licenses from discs. Wouldn't be difficult to blacklist a whole lot if they wanted to. That wouldn't happen, I don't believe, but you never know. Not with the way things are going in this world at the moment. So, yeah. So there's going to be very little purchases next year. I'm going to be sort of focusing a lot more on my house, and obviously, as I say, the stuff that I already own, and there's plenty of it. So I have no reason to sit there and go, oh, I've got to buy another 10 games. I mean, like, for example, I bought another 4 Xbox 360 games when I was in Worcester on when was that? The 19th of December. Actually, it was 3 from CEX and 1 from Cashies. So, but and then 1 arrived today, Risen 3 on the Xbox 360. That was actually something that came from the Netherlands through Momox. But I ordered that a little while ago. It takes a few weeks to get here. And obviously, if you watch the stream, there is 1 game that I'm getting for Christmas. Now, I don't get games for Christmas, you see. It doesn't, not anymore, not for a long time I haven't, because my missus and my family can't get me anything. They just can't. So it's like socks and pants all the way, really. But there was this 1 game that was mentioned on the stream. Well, it wasn't, the game wasn't mentioned, but Ross, I knew, it's too obvious he knew exactly what I was talking about, and I'll get that Christmas Day. So I'm definitely, yeah, I'm gonna do some gameplay footage of that, I think, before the end of the year. So yeah, so next year is just going to be what I've got. I don't think there's any reason to worry about content, because it's just there's so much stuff. So and peripherals, for example, the Saru, and my own main machines, as it were. So yeah, lots to come on that front. And then I guess it's the elephant in the room, really. For some people, it's very important that they're acknowledged for subscribing to you, and and as you know, if you watch this channel, I never ask for likes, I never ask for subscribers, I never even ask anyone to ring that little bell, as James would say, ring that little bell icon or whatever. I don't do it. I don't feel I need to do it, and never have done. I'm not going to explain myself for that now. I've done it before. But I feel it's important to thank everyone that supported me through my journey. I never have intended to become a grifter. I never will become a grifter. As my channel quite clearly states, there's no grifting here. There's no e-begging or anything like that. I'm not going to be suddenly making t-shirts and stuff. I might do what Ollie's done at 8-Bit Boy UK. and I think a few other YouTubers as well. I might get some badges done, but I'll only give those out to people that I see in person. The people that I'll most likely see in person next in 2026 will probably be Feed Me Chicken, will probably be Sean from Retro Games Revived, hopefully Andy from 8-bit Pieces of 8-bit. Us two just can't seem to arrange anything, even though I could. If I stood on top of my house, I could probably see the top of his house from where I live. So, but you know, we're all busy. We're all busy. So I'm not saying anything there about why he won't meet up, or it's not he won't meet up. He's busy. Oh, it's like I'm digging myself my own grave now. No, but needed that. So yeah, I might get some badges made. I've contemplated, or maybe a handful of stickers. Like for example, big shout out to Ben. I didn't get to see you, Ben. I'm sorry. When I said I would at Retrosect in Tewkesbury. Yeah, I've seen stickers in his shop that are near his door, which are from different YouTubers, which I think is a really cool thing. Going and go, oh, that's pretty cool. Oh, but obviously, the usual suspects have been there and left their print. Retro Ghetto, the Gebs 84, those people. But I think it would be really cool with smaller channels, people that actually, in my opinion, do it far more for the love than the viewers and the what's the word for it? Yeah, I don't know. But anyway, so stickers and maybe some badges, little badges. I've got Ollie's one around here somewhere. Usually I keep them in one little place and get them out. Like for example, I have it on every year. It's my I Saw Santa at Bolingbroke and Wenley. Now most of you ain't even going to know what Bolingbroke and Wenley is, or was, as the case may be. But Bolingbroke and Wenley was a department store, very much in the vein of like Debenhams, but this was based in Chelmsford, in Essex. And I went when I was a kid. That's where I used to live, and I actually visited Santa, and he gave me a present, and I just loved it. And I had a badge, lost it years ago, found this one on eBay about 2 years ago, just over 2 years ago. £5, no brainer, no brainer, total nostalgia. So he stays on over Crimbo. And yeah, so yeah, badges, nice. So we'll look into that. What else? Yeah, so thank you ever so much to everyone that supported me, that subscribed, even to those people that have unsubscribed, because they viewed, and I don't know, it's either you're engaged with someone or you're not. It's all down to the individual, and I'm gonna say it's gonna say it every time. What Stu said to UK, it's not called YouTube for no reason. It's all about you. Okay, so one, it's about me because it's me putting myself out there. Okay, so to me, it's you, and it's also about you, the viewer. You may like it, you may watch it for a bit, and you may like, I don't know, not my thing, gonna move off to something else. But then you might come back at another point. I know people that have that have unsubscribed from me and then come back later on. I do it. I'm not going to sit here and lie to you. To those people that subscribe to me and that I subscribe to, sometimes I unsubscribe because I don't like what I see in my feed, and it's not your fault. I just don't like seeing a feed full of loads of stuff. The one thing also I don't like is that YouTube doesn't allow you, other than unsubscribing, to bulk hide videos. For example, like what would be a really great feature in your news feed is if you've got someone that's posted like half a dozen videos in a day or over a period of a week, and it's just too much. You just like, oh, this guy. It does. You do that. You go, oh God, how many videos this person put out this week? It would be nice to be able to, where the ellipses are next to a video, put hide all videos. Hide all videos from this user for 1 week, for a month, or instead of you having to go and literally on each single video have to unhide them. I know for a fact that on a few occasions when I've uploaded more than one video in a very short period of time, subscribers have gone down. Now, I've said this before, I don't care about subscribers. I really don't. I don't care about numbers is what I don't care about, okay? Obviously, I care about... I wouldn't be doing this if I had no other reason to do it other than my own love and nostalgia for video games, and certain things, old toys and things like that. But it's not, the numbers count doesn't bother me, okay? So I'm just correcting myself and taking my foot out of my mouth. It's the numbers that don't bother me. I can have one view on a video, or I can have 200 views. I can have 100,000 views. I do have one video that has 150, 170,000 views. It don't matter whether it's that many or one. I don't care. It's not about the numbers. And but this really is just a case of me saying thank you so much for supporting me. You don't have to say anything. You don't even have to subscribe. Just a casual look. Like, oh, if I make one person happy a year, I'm happy. That's my job done. I've got no other. If I didn't have that, then there'd be no reason for me to carry on really, other than the fact that I do this for the love of gaming. It's my way of sharing with you, the viewer, what I have, without trying to come across as narcissistic and ironically all being about me, because it is, isn't it, really? Let's be honest. I mean, like, look, but it's not me going across like that, like, oh, look what I've got. Oh, I've just got the latest. I got nothing to fucking typical. I've got nothing to hand. Oh, here we go. Let's take this. Oh, here we go. Yeah, that'll do. That's an example. Oh, I got this today. Yeah, I got this today. Look at me. Yeah. There's nothing like that. I could have chosen a better fucking game than Painkiller, couldn't I, to give that analogy? But yeah, get rid of that very swiftly. So yeah, it's I don't ever want to be seen that way. It's not how I am, and it's just about being me. So yeah, and again, I'll thank you again. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. And those of you that are number conscientious or conscious, probably the better way of putting it. Yeah, I did go over 1,000 subscribers. John Bunday messaged me the other day about his nomination for YouTuber of the Month, I think it is. I'm not really familiar with that. I'm aware of it. And he said, I want to nominate someone. So I was going to say either you or Retro Martin. And I was like, well, you can't do me because I'm over 1,000 subscribers now, and then Martin was like, oh, something about, I can't remember what it was. He said that he couldn't be him either, but it's nice to know that someone would nominate you. John is such an absolute legend. John Bunday is an absolute legend. I'm gonna say it now because he does so much for people, and not saying anybody else don't. Feed Me Chicken does. James Game Zone, Bird Room, Sean Retro Games Revive. People that I don't even know, never really interacted with. Gib84, I hear a lot of his name mentioned an awful lot of the time. Seems like a very generous guy. Roller X Core, that was another one actually. Both those two guys were on a Secret Santa. Sorry. Big Game Owl, I hear him a lot. Ross Borhor again is another one. There is plenty of people that it's a very generous community, but I do find it's quite. Maybe I'm wrong. I was about to say difficult to get into that circle for some people, but I think I'm probably wrong because in the past sort of year, there's been a few other new people that I think are new to the Secret Santa, or you see their names mentioned more. So is it Subliminal VCR? I think it is, and I don't know if it's the same guy, but someone's recently been kind of doing custom original Xboxes. I think that's that guy. But you've also got, and to be fair, this other guy's been around for a little while now, but it's nice to see him in there, and that is the V2 Elite Gamer. Again, these are two, or V2 Elite Gamer was on the Secret Santa stream. God, the names are popping back in my head now, isn't it? Bit late for that. So yeah, but the community is, yeah, as a whole, yeah, it can seem difficult to get into. I think so. Like a tip of mine for you, if you've been on YouTube for a while, if you want to look for the latest kind of smaller channels, you change your search parameters to the relevance, obviously, and uploaded in the past week. So for your specific subject, so say Xbox 360, PlayStation 5, Switch, whatever, but and you're more likely to find these smaller channels. I found a few, just a few. Haven't seen any new ones for probably about 3 or 4 months, but then I haven't been using the parameters that I just mentioned on YouTube. So, but oh, I need some drink. I'm just got a bit dry throat here. Anyway, so yeah, I've already thanked you, but I thank you again. Thank you very much to subscribers. Thank you very much to the watchers or viewers, and thank you to also to people outside of those that are on there, because I'll say this again, if it's not obvious, I'm not on any other social media. I've got a Facebook account that I only use strictly for occasionally commenting on something, but I'm not in any groups on Facebook. But I use it predominantly for Facebook Marketplace, and even then I hardly ever use it, because Facebook, let's be honest, has turned into the biggest pile of shit that there is. It's awful, and I'm not going to go any further into it than that. I obviously don't have Instagram, I don't have Twitter or X, I don't have, what's the other one? You're shouting at me now, I can hear you, but I can hear you, but I'm not listening. Right, TikTok, yeah, and anything else. I'm not on anything else. So I don't need to send out my socials. I mean, goodness me, can you imagine looking after an account on each one of those, as well as your YouTube account, to keep updating? Fuck that. Seriously, man. Seriously. I mean, kudos to you if you do that, but goodness me, that if you're doing all that, you're doing this all for the wrong reasons, in my opinion. You're doing this well, if you're into gaming, you're not doing this for the right reasons, in my opinion. But obviously everyone is entitled to how they want to do things, so I'm not disrespecting anyone, just saying that's, to me, it's just like, yeah, all right, it's what was that song by Busted? It's all about you. And I'm sounding like James Game Zone Bird Room. Out of tune. I just couldn't do it then. It's all about you. Yeah, well, it can be all about you. And if it is, jog on. Not for me, I'm afraid. So yeah. So thanks to everyone for viewing. Right, I think that's kind of it really for me. I don't think there's anything else I need to add in here. I was going to add a bit, but I'm just going to put a link to it now, I think, instead. And that is to that man, Sean, Retro Games Revived, his last year's Christmas music video. In fact, I'm going to put it as the first post on the comments on this video, because you have to see it to believe it. Now, and that's not taking anything away from James Games O'Berber and stuff. That's classic as well. But the first post is going to be pinned, because it's to say thank you to Sean. Okay, I haven't got a video that I can post for or share for Paul, Ink Northerner, but take that as for you as well, Paul. Thank you very much for your efforts this year. So that's it. I am going to start having a bit of a dig through all my stuff very soon. I might have a move around in here to get stuff out of the way. I'm thinking maybe putting the GameCube stuff away and replacing that with Master System. I don't know. It all looks very cozy in here, but it is incredibly full. If only you could. I suppose I could try and show you, couldn't I? Because I can't move this camera physically. It's too big, and I mean it's too big. But let's just try and, if I can, move this camera around a bit with this little doofer. So as you can see up the top there, or you can, on that side, this side here, this is where's it going to go? Yeah, so as you can see at the top there, look, you see what I mean? It's full up all up there, and I can't go any further because the camera won't allow me. And And then obviously I can't go down underneath here because the fucking thing stopped working now, look. And that's going down. I want it to go left. That's because I'm pressing it the wrong way. And then like I do have stuff over this way. Down the bottom here, there's mega CD stuff and snares, and but you can't really, you can't see it. Can't see it from there. So let's move this camera back so you can, so I can. Oh, look at this. This controller is not very functional to the point of like, I want it back to where I was. Maybe there's a button that does that. I don't know. Right. Anyway, as I say, there's a lot of stuff in here. It's got to be moved around. It's got to be sorted out. And that even going into these drawers down here. All right. They're just chocker. And down here, and it's just everywhere. It just needs to be sorted out. Right. Okay. Well, that's enough from me. So, bit of just a waffle, really. Thanks to everyone. Thanks to everyone for their support this year. Thanks to everyone that's worked so hard on different charity projects, charity streams, Secret Santa. Too many people to mention. Keep doing what you're doing to those people that are providing content in this community. And to all the followers and viewers, thank you very much for your support. And I'll see you on the far side, or the far side of 25 in 2026. Merry Christmas, everyone. Happy New Year. Take care.